Yeah, this is the aftermath. Date number 3. Well, like physically different human being, date number 3. Technically, date number 4, because I went out with the second guy twice. But this is the third guy. And as they say, third time's the charm. Except I wasn't totally charmed. I forgave him for being half an hour late. And then I forgave him for being another 15 minutes late because he did text me and tell me he was going to be late. And then he got here and he was wearing kind of a fleece polo and jeans, which was fine for the location we were in. And we talked over dinner, and admittedly, it was better conversation than dates 1 and 2. He was well traveled. He had anecdotes. He asked me about my writing, and he remembered things about me from my profile. But there were a couple things he did that were actually just weirdly, kind of controlling and weird. I would say I am, an independent woman, which is, why I offered to pay for my half of the meal, which I did offer out of principle. But I'm not gonna lie and say I wouldn't have been a little more charmed if he had insisted on paying, because I'm a little old-fashioned and stereotypical. And it's not like I can't afford the dinner. Again, it's a matter of principle. So went through dinner, and a couple times he basically just told me what I was thinking or what I should be thinking, and that I'm not overly down with, and I don't want to be made to feel weird necessarily about things I share about myself, even if those things are weird. Because, technically, isn't the right guy just gonna, roll with it? The fact that I am straight and Christian and, have written a 200,000 word story about a lesbian couple, whatever. I think that threw him a little when it came to it, because he pushed me on what I wrote about, because again, he's a writer as well, which is fair. So you know what? I didn't make anything up. I just told him, because at this point in the game, if he's not cool with who I am, he's not going to be the right one. I don't want to date him just for the sake of dating him. He also, in my profile, I said as a cute fact that I could balance a spoon off the end of my nose. And he kept harping on about that. And he actually, when we ordered, said to the waitress, she actually has a thing where she doesn't like to eat with forks. Can you bring a spoon? And then asked me to balance a spoon on my nose, except of course I am made up to the nines, so between powder and foundation, I couldn't do my little magic trick, which he, again, wouldn't let off about. So we went through that, and then he goes, oh, there's a pool table. Did you want to play pool? And I'm going, nah, nah, nah. Yeah, trying to stop the no from coming out of my mouth. And I'm like, no, don't be a bitch. Give him a chance. Conversation was decent, if not a bit off. Because like I said, he kept, egging me on about certain things, and, asking, well, how would I do this and how would I do that and why did I think that and this and not that. So it was very forceful. And so it culminated in me paying for my half of the bill and us going into the back to play pool. And I'm like, it's my bedtime. I want to go. But I stayed, and before we even got a chance to play pool, he kissed me. That's right. That's right. She is no longer 24 and never been kissed. I have been kissed and kissed and kissed, and apparently I do it fairly well because he wanted to continue doing it several times. He kept grabbing me and pulling me to him and kissing me. And you know what? I regret, saying to my sister that, well, teasing her that she was a slut for kissing a boy when she was in summer camp because she felt she had to, because I felt I had to be nice to him. Because technically he didn't do anything wrong, and I don't know if I was like rewarding him for his behavior. I don't know what it was. Um, again, I mean, it was not some insatiable attraction pull, but he, said he wanted to test my coordination, because I had said that I was uncoordinated, which is true. But apparently I'm not uncoordinated at kissing because this happened 4 times, and each of these 4 times it was lengthy. There was tongue, there was so much tongue, it was like twirling like a spiral, and then he bit my lip, and then his tongue was in the back of my throat. And literally each time he did it, my mouth was so dry. And I'm like, hey, 2 mouths with one. Shouldn't there be more saliva? But no, no. Sorry to gross you out, but my mouth was bone dry. He sucked it out. And I'm just there with my tongue trying to keep up with him. And then he, you know, uh, pulled me closer. I mean, oh, and before any of all this, he reached up to my face. He put his hand up to my face and he goes, "Did you know your hair is the same color as your eyes?" And I was like, "My eyes are green." So no, no, I didn't. But anyway, point is, there was a lot of kissing. I have been thoroughly kissed all over here. There is no lip liner, there is no lipstick, and I'm not kidding. When we parted, I think there were crumbs that weren't mine. Um, and then when I said that it was my father and not my sister picking me up from the date, he said, "Oh, so there's going to be no goodbye makeout sesh." No, no, I am sorry to disappoint, Jared. There's not going to be a makeout sesh anytime soon again. So that was my date. Uh, third time's the charm. And now I have had a date and I've been kissed and I've been out with at least 3 guys in my age demographic in Canada. So I think that means I can quit now. I hate to sound like a downer. Like I said, his conversation was at least the most interesting. Um, but oh, and you want to know the worst thing to end off? I had to stop the last makeout sesh because he started to pull my hair. And you all know by now that this comes off. What am I going to do?